All right, so woodslabsdirect.com. It's a little bit self-explanatory, but it's a multi-vendor marketplace. And so this is something that I'm aiming to develop. Anyways, I've put a lot of work into the back end, and this is just kind of the little overview of that. And so there's a lot of, does anybody know what wood slabs are? I mean, you see those cool tables and Rare Bird, Brew Pub, and whatever, the big slabs of wood that are from one piece sliced out of a tree. And so there's a lot of wood slab producers out there. And some of them have websites, some don't. And some that do don't have e-commerce on their site. And they just say, hey, we've got slabs. And some do have e-commerce. And there's just gazillions of wood slab guys out there. But there's no unified marketplace for wood slabs. So if you go to your local guy and he doesn't have what you're looking for, then you're kind of like just out there in the whole big sphere of wood slab producers that are out there Googling, through page 9 to try to find what you're looking for. And so my idea is to deliver a unified marketplace for wood slabs where all vendors would be able to contribute their inventory. And basically I'd make money off transactions. Just very much like Etsy or anything like that, and create the site with a really amazing back end so the vendors are happy and doing what they do, and being able to upload, making it easy for them to upload their inventory into my site. So again, there's, we don't have a unified marketplace online. There's a lot of producers out there. Generally, slab producers, when they're producing slabs, they're producing like maybe 50 slabs at a time, onwards up to a couple hundred slabs at a time, like they do them in bursts. And so some slab producers have maybe 250 slabs, somewhere, and others have a few thousand. And it just depends. So, and they're doing it all over the world. So it's not just locally. It's not just Michigan. It's globally. So I've been in touch with people in Fiji that want to send container loads of slabs here and get them marketed. And so I aim to kind of capture all of that. I aim to help out the small guy and help out the guy that's got container loads of slabs. So I want to build this on Shopify. I've just done some research, and Shopify just being a really amazing e-commerce centered platform, open source platform. They have all kinds of great apps, and I've done all kinds of research on what apps I want to use to put the whole thing together. And I mean, I put my head down for a few months and didn't pay attention to anything else, my family, my budget, anything, but just worked on this. And so I've got it all really drawn out. And so, these are some of the size logs that some of these things are coming off of. That's obviously overseas. We don't get logs that size here, but we do get some amazing trees locally, and especially under kind of the urban reclaim kind of processes, And that's something that is a little bit more detailed in here. So who are these vendors? These vendors are like overseas operators that are ideally harvesting legally, and that's what we want. And they've got a lot of latitude in there in their legal harvesting. And then well-established wood producers that are out there now kind of operating, but maybe not getting the exposure that they need. And then there's all these little small or arborist or artisan producers that are producing wood slabs that might have them leaned up against their mailbox, or just know some guys, and kind of distributing things that way. But they probably have a lot of backlog. And so one thing that's important about slabs is the stories that come with them. And so especially when you get into the urban reclaim thing, it's like, oh, this tree was in front of Betsy Ross's house, and we got these 7 slabs out of it, and it had this spalted stuff, and when it got this lead slug in it from the Revolutionary War, and you can see the streaks. And so the stories behind the slabs are really great. And so that's one thing that'll be central to how we list the slabs and market them inside of the site, is there will be a place for them to tell their story. And it's kind of like hunting stories, And then there will be like different stickers you can designate for your slabs. So things that fall within FSC, whether they're urban reclaimed, whether they're submerged recovery kind of stuff. You've heard a little bit of that vintage wood piece, underwater, and then just plain vintage. If it's maybe something that was reclaimed from some huge old log that was sitting around. So a few different ways to distinguish themselves and highlight themselves, because like you might have a client. Am I done already?
tweeting birds.
That's amazing. I thought I was going to talk too fast. Anyways, basically what I'm asking for is funding. So that's it. I was going to blow through all this anyway, so that's good. We're good. So yeah, done a lot of homework, got the whole 3-year pro forma thing, and just looking for some funding to get started. You know, I've got teenage daughters. I'm busy as heck, just keeping myself afloat, and I need this to be my full-time job. So,
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Questions?
So I have a question, and I get to steal it because I'm up here.
Okay.
So is this a website that we can go to right now?
No,
and tool
it's not built.
around and- okay,
It's not built.
live,
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a just
I have everything pretty much made for the back end. I've got my databases sketched out and built, like everything. I need somebody to do it. I don't have time to do it.
Okay.
I need a Shopify developer, and I need the funding so that I can work on building the business end of it while my developer runs with the other piece. So, and
cool.
yeah.
Anybody, any questions? Russell?
What's like the cost range and average price of like a slab?
Average wood slab is around $340 some dollars. You know, they can be anywhere from, a taxidermy slab that's like a $50 slab on upwards to a $20,000 wood slab that's got some amazing figuring and is an exotic hardwood and is 3 inches thick, so and that's all unfinished. So we'd be able to sell them finished, unfinished, kind of whatever is custom.
How much are you asking for and how much time?
$75,000 is what I need. It's an awkward amount of money because it's not like, just some little, it's not just some little website build, but it's not something I need like angel funding for necessarily, and so in my kind of conservative estimates, working through my 3-year pro forma, that takes me just slightly past year 1 before it starts paying back. And that, again, that's really stretching things out for me. I think it's going to turn around pretty quick. So,
how are you going to acquire customers? And then are you going to be the middle? So you're the brokerage house, so you're going to have somebody log in. So you have, let's say I produce slabs. I log into this portal. Shopify, I'm unaware, has a portal, so you'd have to create that portal?
So Shopify has all kinds of cool apps, just like WordPress has plugins, same kind of deal. And they have one that's a multi-vendor marketplace piece. And just like Etsy, I mean, it's just to build it just like Etsy. Basically, you're a vendor, you have stuff, you upload your stuff in there, you manage your own stuff, you manage your transactions, you manage your financial downloads. Same kind of idea, except it's going to be for one type of product, basically, instead of for everything that's out there.
So then so you serve as the clearinghouse, you collect the dough, you send that to the producer, and the producer ships direct? Or
Right.
warehousing?
Producer ships direct. I don't want to touch any of this.
And then logistics, like, because a taxidermy slab is UPS, and a 20,000
Shipping's gonna be my biggest challenge, yeah, unquestionably. Because when you're dealing with regular products, if I'm shipping a mouse or I'm shipping a laptop, I know the dimensions of this box, and I've got 500 of them. With wood slabs, every single one is unique. So shipping is the biggest challenge, but I think I got it solved. It's going to kind of develop in a progression. I've got 3 different kind of stages as I'm going to develop that, but that's clearly my biggest challenge. Marketing, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm going to have the biggest inventory of wood slabs on the web. So I think it's going to be great.
I'm sorry,
oh.
go ahead. You can
I was just going to ask you, so I clearly see your passion here, but what's your experience in wood slab before this?
So, I started out academically as an architecture student, so I've always had a passion for the building industry. I grew up in a household where whether we were remodeling or cutting wood or my dad refinished furniture, so I've just always had a passion for wood and working with wood and in homes and good design and the whole thing. So, I mean, it's right in my sweet spot. And especially with the whole vintage and urban reclaim thing, I spent 13 years in the waste industry as well. So that whole conservation piece is a thread that runs through me. So
how do you acquire suppliers? How do you get the word out to all of these suppliers around the world?
I have a
that
big
you work
list, and so I have a lot of contacts already and a lot of interest, and so basically it's just you know, some of that is working those contacts, and then some of it is getting on the phone and kind of prospecting a little bit and saying, hey, this is what we've got going on. You know, I have a target number of slabs that I want to launch with that is pretty small in comparison to what's out there, you know, in terms of the whole unaggregated inventory of slabs that are out there. And so I want to launch with like 7,500 slabs in inventory, which will still make me the largest wood slab resource on the web. So.